Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are calling from. This is me, your brother, your friend. You want to see me right here on the show this morning. I don't do this often, You guys know me. I come here with fact and figures. I don't do saga. I don't just put up stories that are not actually working. So I try to make sure that I do my show based on fact and figures. I've been following, Moncrief is one guy that actually respects because of his uh, style. Is very coordinated. Is very organized, and I would say Reno Moncrief is storekeeper. What I mean by storekeeper, Reno Moncrief is a record keeper. He's always accurate in his records. And it's also very funny too the way he replies to even a very insultive uh, 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 comments on his wall. He has a way of making you feel as if you just fooled yourself, by coming to Mockery's wall to come and blast him. He has a way of putting you down, even from his own ear. You're going to say, "Dear friend," he's really very polite, in his approach to to issues, and I didn't actually know him so well during the President Jonathan's administration because I was not actually so keen, then, but after he left office during this very particular time of Buhari, I saw a guy who was very articulate in his dealings, who was fearless, very brave in his dealings with issues that concern the Nigerian state. I see a guy who actually loved, Nigerian people. And this guy has put his life on the line, for Aras Buhari out of London. On many occasions, he will fly to London to actually make Buhari to get off. This guy was also one of those who actually went around up the world for Leah Shaibu, to free Leah Shaibu, and he did a lot, and all the money he got, from that very particular event, which he used his personal money to actually sponsor, was returned back to Leah Shaibu's parents. So they have a lot of things I've seen about him that actually drew me close to this guy, and I began to follow him on his Facebook, to also learn from his words of wisdom, known as the Reno Nugget. So I go there sometimes, pick one or two words from him, and I try to also follow a guy who is very, very coordinated in his ways. Then there came a day I was on his wall and I saw a comment of a girl. Maybe she childishly or jokingly said what she said. He wanted Reno to be a sugar daddy. And Reno also replied in a very, very funny way, also, in a very funny manner that was not actually bring this brouhaha that we are seeing on the social media space today. And when Reno replied that very particular girl, then there is a lady they call Natasha who was actually contested with Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi during the 2019 governorship election in Kogi State, and she picked it up and hit on the guy. Boza! This is a write up, guys. The first thing I'm going to show you right now is a write up. This guy, just bear with me. I need to find it out so I don't mix them up. Oh God of Israel, I hope. I need to find a write up out. So this a write up she dropped on Reno Chris War. Reasons I don't know, because why I'm here today is actually not to come here and defend Reno if he had done it or not. I already left my own observation or my own thinking on my war, and I made a very strong statement on my war on that. But why I'm here is she said Natasha age at 40. Say, dear Reno Mokri, I understand how boring and bitter life must be for you away in the US on asylum. I don't know a guy who is on asylum travels around the world. I don't know how that possible. That's the truth about that there. I don't know that because this guy travels around the world. Okay, so I don't know because I know an asylum seeker is one who can't leave the country where he has gone to seek asylum until his asylumship has been granted by the country of residence or by the country he has gone to seek asylum. I don't know. So let's continue. So no more access to your numerous iPhone 2 girlfriends, most of whom you got into Shopee through your office as his SA to President Goodluck Jonathan. Wouldn't you marry them? I rejected your silly advances in 2014 at the Villa Banquet Hall during President Uhuru Kenyatta's reciprocated visit. I gave you a fake name and a fake account number, but we're going to marry them. Listen, man, as a public figure, you must develop a good sense of humor. And when I saw this is my reply. On assumption, guys. Assuming Reno actually had an advances towards her. And so what? That was the first thing I said. And so what? He had an advances at you in 2014. That is 7 years from today. And who knows if Reno has changed, assuming from who he was to his new person today, who wants to be faithful to his wife. What has this very particular long, essay she just written now got to do with the polite reply of Reno Monkey on a girl who wants to make him a sugar daddy? I don't think if anything was wrong there, guys. Okay? So when Reno did this, when she wrote this, Reno Monkey, for who he is, he doesn't take a no for an answer. He came. Sorry guys, let me check this very carefully. So let me see. I need to be sure of the what I'm putting up to be the right one. Okay. I think I missed that, guys. Just 1 minute. So I want to start acting like Reno now. Keeping records for safekeeping. No, not dear followers. Okay, I think is this one. Is this one? Yeah, is this one. Now, when she actually came with this, Reno replied her, said, "Dear Natasha, age at 40, thank you for your comment. I did not know who you were until my assistant googled you and briefed me. You claim I made a pass at you during an Aso Rock reception for President Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya in 2014. The only time a state banquet was held for President Uhuru Kenyatta during then President Goodluck Jonathan tenure was when he visited Nigeria between May 4th to May 7, 2014, to reciprocate a visit that President Jonathan made to him in Kenya between September 5th to 6th in 2013. You claim I made a pass at you at the Aso Rock reception and also asked for your number, of which you gave me a fake name and number. Interesting. Please find attached my passport as a presidential spokesman. I had a special passport, which is the diplomatic passport. Do note the U.S. immigration stamp on my passport showing that I entered the United States of America on April 28, 2014. Also, you may want to note the other immigration stamp from Murtala Mohammed Airport. So that was, it's not done yet. Please, guys, just hold on as I try to put it more. I want to put it all out before I start doing some series of analysis, guys. Okay. He said, also, you may want to note the other immigration stamp from Murtala Mohammed Airport showing I did not return to Nigeria until June 23rd, 2014. I also have multiple iPhone photos that I took at my children's school between 2nd to 4th, 2014. As you may know, Apple iPhone time-stamped photos with a dated metadata. In addition, I have a written memo from former President Goodluck Jonathan granting me permission to travel to the United States for my annual leave. For that period, as a presidential spokesman, you can't leave Abuja without the president's approval. I am thus at a loss about your accusation. Perhaps you met a demo at Aso Rock that took my phone because I was not in Nigeria on the day you said you met me. Finally, please do note that I am a meticulous record keeper. And like I said, I have an iPhone 13 at home. This was a hit. This was a blow. I have an iPhone 13 at home. Why would I ever been remotely interested in an old Nokia 3310? Thank you and God bless. Now, when Reno made this kind of statement, every woman will get pissed off. I swear. Okay? Guys, don't play with Reno Mockery. He is a guy who do not take a shit. Do not jump into Reno's Mockery's page. Okay? Now, when he said that, he brought this out. This is Reno Mockery's passport. He brought his evidences out to prove that he was not in Nigeria during the time of the Kenyan president in a visit to Nigeria. He also brought this out as a proof that he was not in Nigeria during the time, the Kenyan president came to Nigeria. Okay? When he brought these two pictures out, Natasha came on him with a video. So we're going to listen to that video now. She played trying to debunk every statement that was made by Reno Mockery. Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at what she said here. Listen, guys. Listen, guys.
Many people believed what he said. Should I say, few people believed what he said. Because indeed, there is a stamp showing 23rd of June 2014. But if you're a traveler and you have traveled outside Nigeria, you realize that there are two stamps that the Nigerian immigration usually issues. One is that which is stamped for travelers leaving Nigeria, which has the SOD, meaning seen on departure. And the other stamp, which is issued for travelers arriving in Nigeria, and it has the SOA stamp, which is seen on arrival. So let's see what stamp Mr. Reno Mockery's, what date Mr. Reno Mockery's stamp of the 23rd of June has. What does it carry?
My people, what do me not understand about this woman? Now come with this. What is she trying to actually prove? A man made advances at you, or you gave the man a fake name and a fake telephone number, or you are worried that the man is becoming too popular for your liking, or she was actually sponsored to do this. What is she? Listen, guys. What is she trying to actually prove? That's my problem right now. What is she trying to prove? I want somebody to help me here. A guy wrote a comment on the comment section of someone who commented on his show that he wants him to be his sugar zazi, or zadi, as they call it in Nigeria right now. And the guy politely, jokingly also replied her and said he has an iPhone 13 at home. You came and commented on his wall telling him he passed an advance at you 7 years ago. The guy can say, okay, even the time you said now, I was not even in Abuja. These are my proofs of me not being in Abuja. I thought if I were in her shoe, matter closed, case closed. Why is she trying to now re-emphasize the stamp on Reno's passport to prove to the world that she was telling the truth? Peradventure, if even Reno was in Abuja during the visit of the Kenyan president, and he actually made an advance to you, and you gave him the wrong name and wrong number, it means there was no contact communication. What is the braha that we are seeing today? That's one thing I'm trying to actually fashion out. What is the issue now? Yeah, right now, guys. I want somebody to help me out. Now, where the problem today? So, say Reno ask you out, or he not gonna call you again. Abi, he ask you out, you don't give him face. Which one could be the problem? If a man ask you out, you didn't give the man face, it's not supposed to be an issue right now. I think so, guys. So you trying to not try to explain, to buy the minds of his followers, or to buy the minds of Nigerians that Reno is lying, that he was actually in Abuja, as you claimed, become an issue. Let's listen to her continuously, guys.
On top here, you will see SOD, which means on the 23rd of June, 2014, Mr. Reno Omokri departed Nigeria. He traveled out of Nigeria. Mr. Reno Omokri did not arrive Nigeria on the 23rd of June. He left Nigeria. The upper stamp you see here is 23rd of July 2014, and it has SOA, which means seen on arrival. It means Mr. Reno Omokri was in Nigeria on the 23rd, in Nigeria on the 22nd, in Nigeria a week before, a month before. And that means Mr. Reno Omokri was present in May at the dinner, because I know I saw him, and he only traveled outside the shores of Nigeria on the 23rd of June 2014 because it was stamped SOD, seen on departure.
I think this woman is just beauty without no brain. Thank God that Kogi people did not vote for her. This is beauty without no brain, I swear. Assuming Reno Omokri was in Nigeria in May, does he need to stamp out to leave Abuja to his hometown in Delta State? Does he need to stamp out to leave Abuja for Lagos, where he had lived his life? Does he need to stamp out to leave Abuja and go on any other errands that he will be sent by the then president, Goodluck Jonathan? I don't even understand this woman at all. I don't even understand what she's saying because the thing is confusing me. I want somebody to help me. Where is she pointing at? That a guy, you said a guy, came to you, passed an advances on you. It means you listened to him for you to have given him your number. Whether it was fake or real, that doesn't matter. That shows you gave me a fake number because it was not your class, not because you were decent. Because if you were actually decent, a guy will not walk up to you for the first time and ask you a number, and you give the guy either a fake or a real number. That doesn't actually make you decent, Madam Natasha. If a guy who you haven't met before late passes at you and you're not interested in the relationship or in whatever he's going to say, you tell him, sorry, I'm not interested. You walk away. But for you to have given him here, if even assuming now, which I'm going to play Reno's own side of the story soon, assuming you just messed up, assuming it actually that was what you're trying to point. It never actually shown that you were as decent as you want to claim right now, guy. Because let's continue and see what you have to say.
He spent a month on holiday and then returned to the country on the 23rd of July. It's here. The immigration officers would not be stupid enough to make a silly mistake and swap the stamps. Now, also, you might ask, what about the April 28 American stamp, which he says proves his entry? Now, this is actually a parole stamp, which can stand as a parole visa. Now, this is not a regular stamp that is given to visitors who are...
That was even a question. It was even part of it. What he said was, I was not in the country as at May 10th. I left for America as at May 28th, which is shown on that visa on arrival. Don't forget, guys, she said Reno is an asylum in the United States. Like I said before, you don't get a visa at point of entry when you don't have passport accepted by the international community. Not all passports can go to America and get a visa at point of arrival. Not all. So that shows first and foremost this lady lies. Okay, on the parole visa, it has nothing, because as at this point in time, do not forget, Reno was actually a serving SA to the President Goodluck Jonathan administration. So there would have been no way they would have given him a state visa in America, because as at that point in time, he is serving in his country on a capacity as an SA to the president. So the kind of visas he needs to have gotten are these visas. Because the passport that Reno Mockery is using is a diplomatic passport. It's a diplomatic passport, not a regular passport. So that shows that the parole visa that Reno Mockery actually got at the point of entry is a pointer that he cannot stay in America indefinitely or within a certain period of time. That's why when he was going in, they gave him a 2 years visa on arrival. But you can't stay more than 3 months on the maximum, according to the law. So let's go ahead.
Entering the United States of America. A parole visa, which your Google search can help you, is given to people who are on the watch list, sometimes people who are on the terrorist list, people who are not visitors, who are not free.
Now let me also explain to you, madam. Every political appointee of every government is on their watch list as far as the African government is concerned. Do you know why? Because the country where they are going into will have to suspect them because of the illicit, transactions, money laundering that you see today happening in Africa. Most of the money that's being laundered into this Western world are being laundered through SAs, SSAs, and what may. You wanted to contest as a governor of his state, but you actually do not actually know the modus of operandi of a government. Thank God for Kuku people that they actually went back again and voted Governor Yaya Bello. If you, Natasha, decided today, or you won an election today in Kogi, you are going to get a parole visa into any of this country. Because why? You are a suspect. Even when you've not committed any crime, you're going to be on their watch list. They're going to watch every move you make. They're going to watch everything you do because they are not very comfortable with African leaders coming to their country, with illicit forms that they come in and dump in their vouchers. Okay? So sometimes let us be a little smarter. When you try to put someone down, you are putting someone who is more smarter, more intelligent than you do. That actually destroys your identity as a person, with all due respect. Okay? So let's go ahead, guys.
Who don't have the liberty to stay in America without being monitored closely by the immigration officers and police. That is when they are issued the parole visa. I don't know what offenses Mr. Reno and Natasha might have committed there, but this parole visa, even though it's a 2-year visa, 2-year stamp, even though it holds April 28, 2014, valid.
Beautiful. This is where let me bring my ugly face out. This is where she actually failed woefully. I thought she was, what the problem of most of our celebrities in Nigeria is, most of our ladies, particularly the ladies. Maybe I think the thing you put on your hair, you don't wash your hair. Sometimes 1 month, 2 months, they will not wash their hair. How can you have sense? 1 month, they will not. How can you have sense when your hair, you don't wash, you don't put water? How can your hair cool down to get more sense? How can your hair cool down, at least cool down to get some more sense? A man flew into America on the 28th of April, 2014. And you said the man was in Nigeria. You saw him on the 10th, between 9th and 10th, May 2014. You are trying to make a proof or a point, pointing to the fact the man got point of entry visa into the United States on the 28th. So between 28 and this, how many weeks are there? Just a week plus, madam. And this man has family. You cannot fly to America and spend 2 days and fly back to Nigeria. You see, there is, you sometimes when you try to bring down people, be very careful of what you are doing. The truth of the matter is, Madam Natasha, you actually rubbish yourself the more. And the popularity you wanted to get by this, by this tone you just pulled has backfired. If you are being sponsored, your sponsors have actually failed. It's not going to work. It's not going to change the narrative. It's not going to take Reno away from the people. Because the only guy that is left standing in Jonathan's administration is Reno. That will still believe and will still hear him talk because he had been very articulate and constructive all through the time. He had not disappointed us in any way or form. Okay, so wherever you're going to say today, will not buy, will not sell, because we actually know who he was or who he is right now. Okay, let's continue with that video.
Till 16 July 2016, it doesn't mean he stayed there that long. It doesn't mean that he stayed there for 1 month or 2 months. It could mean that he entered America, spent 1 day, spent 2 days, however it is. He definitely returned to Nigeria for him to liberty to stay in America without being monitored closely by the immigration officers and police. That is when they are issued the parole visa. I don't know what offenses Mr. Reno and Natasha might have committed there, but this parole visa, even though it's a 2-year visa, 2-year stamp, even though it holds April 28, 2014, valid till 16 July 2016, it doesn't mean he stayed there that long. It doesn't mean that he stayed there for 1 month or 2 months. It could mean that he entered America, spent 1 day, spent 2 days, however it is. He definitely returned to Nigeria for him to have been able to travel on the 23rd of June. But what Mr. Reno and Natasha has not shown Nigerians is his arrival stamp into Nigeria after this visit. of April 28th. He refused to show us that stamp, which is possibly on other pages in his passport, or it could either be in his diplomatic passport, his official passport, because most government officials actually have either the blue or the red passport. So, Mr. Reno Omokri, I am telling you now that you were in Nigeria at the state banquet dinner. That was such an August event, and you were the head of new media for Mr. President. There is no way you would have missed that gracious event. You were there, and you were in the country, because that is what your stamp says. It's here, 23rd of June. You were stamped in, and you can actually see the arrow. Now, it is not possible. Time moves ahead. We don't go back in time for you to say, okay, you left Nigeria on the 23rd of June 2014 and arrived America April 28th. It's not possible. We don't go back in time. We move ahead. So what you need to do, Mr. Reno Omokri, if you want to convince Nigerians, is provide the stamp, the immigration stamp, that is between April 28th and 23rd of June 2014 to prove that you actually entered, spent time, and departed. You can even see the arrow going out of the box, which shows the traveler leaving Nigeria, and in all seen on arrival, the arrow, where is it, comes in. So I hope I've been able to draw your attention to the misconception in Mr. Reno Omokri's post, stating that he was not in the country and that I
beg, somebody, Mona, I want to know, waiting be really the problem now. Now, love never be the problem, be waiting. What is actually the issue right now between this woman and Reno? What is actually the problem right now? I want to know. Okay? Now, when she did this video, Reno Omokri came. Before Reno Omokri wrote what I showed before, which I'm going to put up later again, he came and put up this video. Listen to this video.
What a lot of people don't know is that before I did that video, I talked to my lawyer. The first person I called Chief Mike Ozekome-san. Now, he's my official lawyer. However, he told me, oh, Reno, I can't do this case because in 2019, I was Natasha Akpodi's lawyer at the Election Petition Tribunal when she sued Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi. So I called another lawyer, and the lawyer saw the evidence and says, wow, this woman is finished. And then I was enthusiastic. I was going to release all the evidence, and he told me, no, don't do that. You see, she claims that you made a pass at her during a state banquet for Uhuru Kenyatta. If you release all this evidence that shows unequivocally that you were not in Nigeria, she's going to lie, and she will say, oh, I made a mistake, it was at another event.
See, this is a smart guy. This is smart. The lawyer is a smart lawyer. Reno is a smart guy. What I like about him, he knows he has records in his head. Anytime you talk about President Goodluck Jonathan, he's always articulate. He's always on the go. He tells you the way it is. He tells you what he saw and all that. This guy is something different. Yeah, he knocks the hell out of her. Okay, at this point, he knocks the silly hair out of this lady. Okay, just listen.
What you have to do, Reno, is release only a bit of the evidence, but give her wiggle room whereby she can point to some defects and say, it's not correct, you are lying. So I had all the evidence ready. So instead of publishing everything, I only published just one page of my passport stamp and the biodata page, giving the impression that though I left Nigeria on April 28, 2014, that I returned. And then you see the stamp there, and that stamp, that stamp, you just see the stamp there, it was there, to fool her. Well, she fell for my lawyer's trap. And today, about an hour ago, she went on her Facebook page and then she implicated herself seriously. So now we are going to release more evidence, I'm going to now show the second passport stamp, which is on another page, which I did not expose yesterday, which you will see it is a stamp on arrival at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. And you see it there, you can see that stamp. It's going to show up on the screen. Now, I am probably the number one opponent, or rather critic of the Buhari administration. So if I'm lying, I expect the Buhari administration to go and expose me. You know, if I'm lying, they are the ones sponsoring the Natasha Akpodi. We have evidence to that effect. You know, so if I
you see why I don't trust our politicians anymore. Look at this woman. She said, give woman a chance. Somebody said, every day for man, give woman a chance. Give woman a chance, my papa. Look at the one they give a chance now. They are always trying to be the victim. Women, Nigerian women are always trying hard to be the victim. Every time they want to make people believe that they are being victimized. And it's become a little bit worrisome to many of us. In our marriages today, some of us are just bearing the men. Men don't cry. They are bearing the bond. They are bearing the pains that they are going through. But the most easiest thing they would do, they are always good at using sexual harassment as a way to blackmail any of their opponent. Imagine if Reno had not actually gotten enough proof, and also if Reno is not also one who do not take nonsense for an answer, she would have rubbished Reno and many gullibles, vulnerable ones in the society would have feasted on this man who had held his integrity so high, just like they did to Apostle Suleiman and Koza. I'm not saying these guys, they are all perfect, but our ladies are always very quick in using sexual harassment as a tool to bring down great people. She knows if you talk about Reno was corrupt, he stole money, nobody's going to listen to her. She knows if you talk about Reno, you know, but they know the only way they go to is when it involves the opposite sex. Because some of the vulnerable ladies would have just spring up. Wow, Reno, you thought you were a good guy. Bo, 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 bo. They will hit the guy so hard. That was the intention, not to drag his hard-earned reputation. But thank God for people like Reno. He has taught me something today, that record keeping is one thing that every man must do. Keep your record safe. In case people just want to rubbish you for what you know nothing about. Because for me, I do not even see any reason why she would have to come outside and said, you made passes at me 7 years ago. It doesn't even make sense to me. It looks so childish and stupid to me. For real. 7 years ago, you make passes at me. Today, you are going to pay for it. It doesn't make sense to any normal human being. But that's what our ladies have become. Blackmailers. Okay? Real-time blackmailers. And our men are even going to it also. You saw what happened between Mommy Dave and the husband as a side chick or girlfriend as it's been called. A relationship they went into about how many years ago? 4 years ago or thereabout. The man said, I'm tired. You lied to me. I don't want to get involved in this relationship anymore. He began to blackmail the guy. Because the guy refused to actually, succumb to her blackmail. What did she do? They sent the picture to the wife and called the wife. What was their intention? To destroy the home of Mommy Dave. But thank God for who Mommy Dave is. A strong woman. who do not really succumb to some of these, brouhahas that is happening today in this new generation. So far, coming home to hit her husband very hard, she stood beside her husband. Said, this one, you jam rock. You make the wrong person. I'm going to defend my man. He's my husband. No marriage is perfect. There would have been one of the two issues that is not working well. I know my husband will. If even it is, I'm not going to leave my home for you. And that day, I don't follow her before. That was the very day I have to click on following Mama Dave. Because I saw somebody who actually refuses to fall for the cheap blackmails of these 21st century slay queens, as they call themselves. But Reno himself is even a demon destroyer, a blackmail scatterer. So he knows how to do his things in a very polite and very articulate way. So he came out with this. Let's listen.
If I'm lying or if I'm not true, let them go and expose me. And not only that, when this case gets to court, if it gets to court, we have a statement from British Airways, because I flew British Airways from Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport to London Heathrow, and I did the stopover, and then from London Heathrow to San Francisco, and then on my way back. So throughout the days, Uhuru Kenyatta was in Nigeria from May 4, 2014 to May 7, 2014. Throughout those days, I was not in Nigeria. So this girl said I made a pass at her during that event. How could I have made a pass at her in Nigeria when I was in San Francisco? You can see that this girl is a blackmailer. This girl is a liar. And the people of Kogi, is this the kind of character that wanted to be your governor? This dishonest character? The evidence is there, it's unimpeachable. Any newspaper house, radio station, media house, whatever that wants to come and look at it, I'll provide the passport, I'll give you the passport. It is there. A clear conscience fears no accusation. The truth should not be defended. You just unleash it. My name is Reno Mokri. Thank you for watching. God bless you.
Before we finish that video, she has already deleted the post. But thank God she forget that we are very good record keeper. We are learning from Reno. So we already keep all the record. Everything here is I've already downloaded all. I put it on my system. I'm not doing a Reno Mokri style record keeper. Okay? Then Reno came with this. This is Reno's evidence of its movement. All true. Which actually contradicts what she was trying to explain. And Reno came here and made this to his followers. Say, dear followers, I'm very meticulous record keeper. After discussing with my lawyer yesterday, I deliberately released only 2 pages from my passport, knowing that the said Natasha Akpoti would be tempted to pick holes in them. This is the same strategy I pulled when I released the Amechi tape. In the said Natasha's case, I released only the biodata page of my passport and one other page. There was a 3rd page which my lawyer asked me not to publish to allow the said Natasha walked into a trap. In the case of the Amechi tape, I released only a few seconds for Amechi's voice and waited for the presidency to deny the story, which they did. Then I released the rest of the evidence. Now that the said Natasha Akpoti has responded and called me a liar, let me now release more of the evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that not only is this woman a liar, but she's sponsored. In the first photo, you will see that I traveled in San Francisco. No, sorry. The first photo, you will see that I arrived at San Francisco and had my passport stamped on arrival on April 28, 2014, which was true, guys. Let's go further there. In the second photo, which we deliberately did not publish yesterday, you will see that I had my passport stamped on arrival at Nnamdi Azikiwe's International Airport on May 10th, 2014. President Uhuru Kenyatta visited Nigeria between May 4th and 7th, 2014. The said Natasha claimed that I made a pass at her during the presidential banquet in his honor at Aso Rock. If I had released the second page of my passport, the said Natasha would have changed the story and said that the incident occurred at another occasion. So I was advised by my lawyer to deliberately release only one page and give the impression that I arrived on June 23rd, 2014 to trick her into making a statement that will implicate her when we go to court. We also had more damning evidence against this blackmailer, which we will also release in court, including a correspondent from British Airways affirming that I flew in their plane on April 28, 2014 to San Francisco from London Heathrow after arriving in London the previous day and flew on their plane back to Nigeria. So she fell to my lawyer's trap. It is very important to expose women like the said Natasha Akpoti, both on social media and in court. So they will destroy many, or they will destroy many men. Okay, that's the last part of this page. So they will destroy many men. She fell for my lawyer's trap. It is very important to expose women like the said Natasha Akpoti, both on social media and in court, or they will destroy many innocent men as they have done before. Okay, guys? So this is one thing that I want our ladies to start thinking. The era of trying so hard just to be a blackmailer as a means of livelihood should stop. And I also want to encourage our people. We shouldn't be falling for them anymore. It is becoming unbearable in our society. That's the truth of the matter. If a man says, I love my wife, my wife is iPhone 13. Why should I be going for Nokia 3310? He's just praising the woman that he had at home. And I expected every woman to have respected such a man who has so much dignity and love for his wife. If even he cheats behind her back, is it one who beats the wife, who treats the wife like a bunch of rag that you guys actually want? Why do you guys always take delight in bringing down people that has risen to the top? Why this same woman has not talked about some young guys who had approached her? Why is she not talking about those guys who have done, some very funny things to her in the past? Why are they not always in the news? Just like this Chioma, they called it Chioma, who came out and said John Suleiman. Actually, they had a hook, a one night stand with her. And I thought I didn't do video on it. Why? Because a lot of people commented. I said that there was no need of me coming out to defend the apostle. So they ask her question, can you also give us all the names of the men that slept with you before they purported, you meeting apostle? Give us all the names. We want to see it. I was so pleased at the way and manner the Nigerians actually dealt with the case. And the case died a natural death. Some people wanted to pick it up, and said, okay, it's time for us to fire the man. But the way the people came on her made the matter to die a natural death. Just the way this lady is doing now. Somebody, you don't even know why he asked you your number. I don't know if she told you, I love you, you are fine, you are beautiful, you are the most beautiful girl in the world. I don't know. Okay? Because I know in this 21st century, nobody even talk about I love you, right? Anymore on the first meeting. Anymore. Just, can I have your number, please? And both of you were also within the same political party. You were you were preparing to contest as a governor. And get Bello. And he was a precise spokesperson to the then president in power. So, Reno, assuming, asking you for your number means nothing, except you have a very corrupt mind. That any man that asks you for your number is for the man to lay you. I mean, that is what you do. So every man that comes here and says, okay, please, can I have your number, please? Your mind will go to, oh, this man now wants to go through my legs. If that was the case, then your justification might be correct. If not, I don't know the reason why you have to come out and actually disgrace yourself. You know, during the election, then I remember we actually saying, okay, let's give this man a chance. But we just saw that it's beauty without brain. It's quite unfortunate, guys. That's the truth. Doesn't make any sense. We should stop destroying our own. Are you happy with the way the government of Buhari is treating Nigerians? You want to shut up a man who has stood on the side of the Nigerian people? Who has always been very, very constructive in his criticisms against the government? Yeah, he has never used insulting words. Yeah, he has always been on point when time he speaks about what is happening in Nigeria. He might be a very slow talker, but he makes his point clearly. What have you actually done after the election? You went into hiding. You nobody knows who you are anymore. So you want to actually get popularity by destroying, by pulling down someone else. It's quite unfortunate that the women we are putting hope on actually the ones that is trying to destroy us. I don't know how we're going to allow a woman to actually rule this country, because they are more deadly than the men. More deadly than the men. Yes. We have been hearing of DNAs of children not belonging to the men. And yet the woman, they will be so bold to talk. Look at the other man that came that said the husband refused to take her off her. I don't want to make sure I name you or the husband's name. When your first son, your first child, is not the child of this man be thinking of this child all along. How many of these women will allow a man to come home with a child from another woman that is his own child, and allow the child to live with them in peace? How many of them? How many of these women will allow that? How many of these women will hear that a husband has a child outside wedlock without her knowledge? Not that she's taking care of the child, but some of them will bring a child pregnancy into their homes. The man will father the child for years, and the time the secret will be revealed, these women will still be defending themselves. They said the men are wicked. My God, the most wicked set of people. They say women don't get heart. Woman heart now back now the time. You can hear you. Somebody told me yesterday, he said, "Pa, do you know that men cheat more than women?" Say it's a lie. Women ain't cheat pass. The only time your wife will want you to know that she's cheating on you is when she's tired of you. If I'm lying, ask these people that bring pregnancy. The other man that was sleeping with the boss in the office, the bank woman that was sleeping with boss, that the 3 children belong to the boss. No, not hear the story. No hear the story. No, not hear the story, my people. Maybe we will leave matter. God will help us. Please let us not destroy our own. You know what I'm talking? I've had this experience before. That's why I've had this experience before. People are quick to judge you based on what they heard. People are quick to judge you based on what they hear. Very fast. Just to bring you down. Like women. And that weakness, that feminist weakness that they try to display anytime they want to attack. We are things that we were created with from the beginning. Do you know why Adam ate apple? Now don't ask why Adam ate apple. Eve displayed some level of that feminine weakness, as if she's the weaker vessel. You not love me again. If you love me, she was crying. Emotional blackmail on Adam. Adam was saying, you don't understand. Papa's will not chop this thing. Say, if you love me, you go follow me. Marriage now for better, for worse now, until death do us part. Why you no one believe me? She blackmailed Adam into eating the forbidden fruit. When Adam eats finish, God come, leave the woman and punish Adam for the sins of the wife. Every time there is an issue between a man and a woman, the man bear the bond. The punishment, 70%, goes into Adam's head. All men are Adams, all women are Eve. Every problem na Adam dey carry am. Woman will go do a show for outside. He will carry belle come house. He go put am for the man head. He go say, "You not know say na who get belle, na who no carry belle, no give am belle. Who told you? Who tell you?" Rita, abeg, I know you get your time this morning. This morning. Because I know say you don't come now, so you always disagree. I said, a woman, I know you. But who told you? Who told you that? Let's stop this emotional blackmail, guys, for real. It's becoming a little bit too much within the Nigerian setting. Because anytime they have an issue with somebody, they look for a woman to bring him down because it's the fastest way. And the fastest way to bring people down today is not story, because stealing is no more in vogue again in Nigeria. The fastest way to bring men down today is not stealing. It's through sexual harassment. If you do that, and particularly when you are actually on the eye level, you are gone. So, Madam Natasha, if I were you, I would just face my political career. Let me do it. Just face my political career and let me continue with that. Stop getting involved in things that are petty things that doesn't even have a bearing to bear. No, that's the truth of the matter there. Because if you are married now, if you have your husband at home and you are saying that a man made advances at you 7 years ago, you still have it at the back of your mind, and I'm saying you like the man now. No, man, I just put the 2 video up now. I've explained all. If you just go back again, watch this video, you can go to get all the fact put up, man. I have the video. You're talking about this one. You're talking about this
2014.
right? You're talking about this video now.
Many people believed what he said. Should I say, few people believed what he said. Because indeed, there is a stamp.
So you're talking about that video. So I have both videos. I put up all the videos, all the details, all the facts here, man. And me, say you also be supposed to know me. I don't come out to say what I don't know. If you just watch the video from the beginning, go to see all the stamps is there. Reno played on her. He actually take away one stamp from it, one page from it, and that page is back on the social media. You can check it up. Now, does marriage make a woman whole? No, it doesn't make a woman whole. No, marriage doesn't make a woman whole. Man, doesn't make a woman whole. The same thing, marriage doesn't make a man whole. That's the truth. There are vacuums you can actually feel when you are married. That's the truth of matter. Marriage doesn't make you what you think you want to be. No. It doesn't make you think what you want to be, because these are 2 different people with 2 different backgrounds. Even love doesn't even keep marriage. I did a video on that some time ago. About, I think, last 2 years. I did a video that love doesn't keep marriage. Understand it does. I did that before. When I was actually into marriage counseling thing. So I was actually doing a video on marriage. I did that before. Biblically. Of course, then I use Bible to back up my point. So love doesn't keep marriage, understanding keeps. But what I'm trying to say is this: let us not go into this idea of trying to destroy other people. It doesn't really make sense, madam. It doesn't make sense. If he passed verses on you, you didn't accept it, you gave him wrong number and wrong name, that ends it. Cure it. So you remembering it, look as if you actually have some soft spot for him. That's why you can still remember such an event that happened 7 years ago. Because anybody that actually makes an advances at you 7 years ago, you still put the person for mine. Sister, let me say you love the person. No. You have not getting over him. No. I'm not even judging. I'm not even judging her now. I'm just saying she should just get off from that point of trying to use things that are not okay, that will actually drag her the more down based on people like my type. Because when I do things, when I do this, I do this from another perspective completely, not from the perspective of other people. Okay, because there are things you don't even need to go to, because you go to drag yourself down. You know what I'm saying? As a woman who had grown outside, a certain, a level. There are things you don't even need to go into. So that's why today now she's just dragging herself down. That's the truth, Emma. Yeah, every man does that. 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 Listen, Madam Rita. I have issues with my wife sometimes, but she's the best. That's the truth. So I make it very clear. She's the best, and for me, I'm the best also. As far as it comes within that sphere of our marriage. So I think that's what Reno is doing. He has his own flaw. That's understandable because we are humans. Yeah, now over 50, yeah, you remember correct. Men are really proud, retire. Men are really proud. Men are really proud. Men are really proud. It's just the definition of how we try to express ourselves sometimes. That's a fact there. Like I said, this what is it called? This gender inequality that we display today in Africa is what is actually making the women to feel that they are lesser vessel, they are weaker vessel to the men. So they only take this kind of, in a way, or not to do things just to make sure for them to feel that they are weak. No. Yeah, there are some men, Nigerian men that are special species. Not Nigerian men, not all of them. I'm a Nigerian man. There are some. There are some of them. Just as it is in every part of the world. As it is in every part of the world. Okay? There are some men who are very special. I beg, Rita, just stop. Not go there. Not just go that Benin map, the Benin map place. Not just go there at all. We are the best. Benin are the best. We are so loving. But we are very traditional. That's the problem. Which, because of modernization today, most of our Benin women do not want to actually accept, our ways. Our ways, because we are traditional, we believe in the tradition, we still operate the culture and tradition of the Benin people. So because of that, most of you guys do not want to actually accept us. You want us to change to this present world. Because we are ancient people by culture and tradition, and we want to hold on to that, esteem the tradition that we have inherited from our forefathers. Like me, I'm a pastor, but when it comes to tradition, I hold on to that culture of the Benin people. I hold on to it. I know people will disagree today. I hold on to it. You know why? You see, who ancient help? No, the truth is this: their culture that we will not want to allow to just go like that. Their culture, their culture that we do not want to allow to just go like that. The culture of a man and a woman being the same, is one thing that we will not just to just go like that. You know, those that's called. Master said, start. He said, most Benin men are so irresponsible. Sorry to say, man. Usually, the word "most" makes that they are few, based on your definition that are not that are responsible. That's the truth about it. I think, yeah. So that's more than that. So difficult, yeah. Most Benin men are difficult. Like I just said, why they are difficult, it is because they want to hold on to the tradition. All Benin's, Asian, the Edo people, the Afema, they want to hold on to that their tradition. If you see all these people, these three people, so, and Urobo people, Urobo, Isoko, Ijo, because these are all from the Benin family. Their tradition is so dear to them that they want to play with it. Okay? So when I be the thing, okay. Irene, you know marry Benima. Look at this, my sister run come up for our pay. You know marry us. I don't see you now. I don't many pa. No, I know. When I want fire me today. Oh, Irene, you know marry Benima. Okay, nice. You run come on. You run come up for Benin, eh? No, Rita, don't say that. No. This is not true. This is not true. It's not true. This self-esteem issue, no. Benin men, no. What you call it? Now we get now. I love Benin men, but they have foundational issues. What kind of issue? What kind of foundational issue? Can you explain that? Sorry, can you explain that, Rita? Vivian, you not marry Benin man, eh? You two see not marry Benin man. Hey, I don't suffer today. Oh. Look, my people. Look, people, all of them, don't leave us. Hey, Irene, Vivian, hey, God of Israel, Stephen, come here, oh. Your people run, leave now. Hey, God of Israel. Benin men, one of them wanna come outside, oh. When people don't run, leave una finish, oh. Even the people, even the three people we are able to get, we say, those are so able to marry Benin men, so they run, leave us. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Oh. Hey, Benin men, wetin una do now? The issue is this. The the issue is this, guys. Men having difficult. No, man. No, man. It shook you, Susie Campe. The thing, it shook me. Who you mean? This one, they might kill me today. Oh. This is not true, man. There are some of them like there. Actually, there are some of them there, but it's not. I don't think it's a foundational issue. It's just understanding, Braha. And most of our women also want to live the Western world style, which the Benin men are not actually used to. I just said before, I said there's this, cultural difference. Our ladies are quick to adopt new culture of way. And because of that, new adoption of cultural way of our present day women, so it makes it a little bit difficult to not be able to merge, with the present day Benin men, because they are still ancient in their thinking. No, it is ma. It is ma. It is Western. It is Western world style that's already changed everything. In our days, my father had 3 wives. My father had 3 wives in the same house, not married differently. 3 wives in the same compound, in the same house. We never had issues. We never had issues. But that cannot happen in present day. What is communication in relationship? I don't get that. How do they lack communication in relationship with Rita? Benin men in particular lack communication in relationship. I don't get that. Can you expatiate on that? I need to get that because I'm just trying to pick. Sister, if you're a traditional lady and you are going out with a Benin man, I don't think you're going to have issue with them. I'm very sure of that. Don't forget the difference between having a misunderstanding and having issues. Okay? Okay? Having a misunderstanding and having issues. We need to get that clearly. So when you have a misunderstanding with your husband or with your friend, doesn't mean it is difficult. Because in every relationship, even with white people, sometimes there are misunderstandings. Ability to understand each other in the relationship is there. But when I say they are difficult, they want to claim right. Yeah. Claim right in the fact that they are traditional people. That's who they are. The traditional concept that they have in them is what is making them to feel that is how it goes because of the way and manner it has been done before now. No, this Europe husband, these people that they were Benin men, but they were not actually, displaying Benin culture, man. I understand what you are saying. Those ones were just there. Those are the few bad eggs. The few bad eggs within the Benin people. That's the truth of the matter there. And about 20 years ago, you claim that man. Most of the people who actually traveled abroad then were the uneducated ones that had the mindset of I'm going to make money at all cost. So even defrauding another Benin woman, treating her like a shit in order for him to is just part of their game. Let us forget, not every marriage is a marriage. How do you know that? There are many relationships we went into. You went in there with your heart opened. But the man you're going to meet is not coming into that relationship the way you came in. It's vice versa on both sides. So now in that area, then those lazy ones now, you now see there, when I begin to make you feel that is the generality of the Benin people. There's very, very few some lazy ones. I know them. Okay? I know them. I've also been around for over 2 decades. Yeah, also. There's some people that are lazy, but there are also some very industrious, very articulate ones who are more, but because they speak less, you don't see them. So it makes the very awkward ones to be at the forerunner, and we see those people as the ones that are actually carrying, they're not carrying like that. They want to carry the identity of the Benin people. But these are few elements within the larger society of the Benin men. So this is how it works, and that's the truth. Yeah, you might have different, experiences with some few. These are selected few. The good ones, you don't see them on the street. That's the true problem there. You don't see them on the street. They are not on social media. They are not into. They are not into sagalism. They are not into things that will bring, disrespect to their wives, children, and the name they've built over time. So those kind of people is very rare for you to get them. So the one you see every day are the few ones. You know that an empty drum, an empty drum makes the loudest noise. It is the few ones in the society that you're going to know. Today they talk about the Benin people, the Benin women went to abroad, they are prostitutes. There was a time it was a song by the Igbo people. But the truth of the matter is this: it was a few of the Benin women. But because they've used it to display themselves as if that is the trade of the Benin people, people not thank us like that. The same thing you're going to hear, Igbo men, they are 419s, they are drug barons. It's just few among the Igbo men that are into those illicit trade. There are still many, many more Igbo people that are doing legitimate means of livelihood. But the few who they catch every day, because nobody catch a good guy when he's doing good. Even when they catch him, nobody talk about it. But when one guy does something wrong, he's being picked out immediately by the people, because that's what the people want to see. What sells most is the bad side of life, not the good one. Nobody talk about the good side, but they are quick to talk about one wrong that you made. That is why we see more of these guys. No, it's the few ones, Madam Rita. That's what I'm saying. It is the few ones among them. There are few of them who does that. We know it's in every tribe. Very few of them are good at doing that. It is not the nature of a Benin man. That's the truth, guys. Yeah. It's just the nature. They were saying, I say it's few of them. It's few guys. Now, no people don't get what we go gossip. You always say before this, some of them are lazy now. When you are lazy, you don't have a job, then what you do is gossiping. And that's why some of them are into saga today. If you actually check those ones who are well grounded, a very well articulate home bringing, you see them going into things that are very, very irrelevant now. Even check some of our Benin guests now who will touch you now on social media today. And there is one of your sister in London now that is naked when she's dancing now. Rita, Irene, there's one of your sister in London now. Who is you? No. Does that mean that all our guests are like that? The answer is no. All our guests are not like that. It's the few one because the good ones don't come out to talk. Irene, I want to ask you a question now. If not that maybe myself, Naija Watch, actually came out to start talking on social media, will you say that there are even Benin men that are educated based on what we have been seeing around social media? Let's be realistic. Let's be factual. We're not going to say that because people paint Benin people now based on what we see on social media. The people who are actually at the forefront of the social medias, in Benin today, are all those guys that everybody see. Say Benin people, they're not the girls' school. Hey, those people, EJ man, those people are very terrible people. They say a lot, but when some of us are coming and say, "Oh, we see people for Benin, we say they see get sense more." That's just the truth because we are very reserved people. Except those loud ones who know the only way they can make name is by doing the opposite of what is right. And that's what is trending today in our generation. Do good things, you don't make name. But do bad things, you make name. If I wanted to talk about Saga now, I want to say, Elvis is a criminal. I put him for my war now. Even before I start, I will get maybe 5,000 people waiting for me. You get it now? And that's what they do. But we that know that we have an integrity to protect. I can't come out here and insult anyone. Not possible. You saw the way I did my analysis between Reno and Natasha. Simple, easy, flat out, say what I want to say, move on. There are many beneath like that. That's the truth of the matter there. I promise you now. No, believe me, no, we are too much. Believe me, I too like them. Who should be CNN again, Arita? True? How many people still be CNN? These people don't want to kill somebody. I will roll living for here now. Because let's say una today no come today. You see, you miss my analysis now. Now you dey fire me. And you can't turn oh Salobo, man. The issue is this, guys. I understand you guys very well. They're bad ones, they're good ones. But I must tell you, the bad ones are few, but they make a larger noise. So they are being heard over the good ones who are very reserved. They are bad husbands. They are bad husbands. They are good husbands. But the good husbands are more. They are more. But you won't see them, you won't hear them because people doesn't want to talk about it. Yes, man, that's what I'm saying is that the bad ones. Wait, make I ask one question. Irene, Vivian, Rita, I'm gonna answer this question. Now, which people first discover abroad? Now the bad people. Every road, now bad people never discover every road. The bad people first. Because they are adventurous. They are loud. The good ones always reserve. They don't move. You understand? They don't move at all. The good ones always reserve. They don't move. But the bad ones are quick in jumping anywhere. Quickly, they are there because they want to make it faster. And they're the first body that you see at the forefront. Now, when the good ones are not coming in, later they not discover this, sluggishly coming in. The place is already polluted by these ones. Then we try to now remedy what they have created. Okay? And because it's a little bit difficult to push through, having destroyed the mindset of people based on their character and behavior for a very long time. That is the truth there. Bad ones, they get to a place first than the good ones. Not that they are more. The bad people are very adventurous. They're very, very adventurous. The good ones are more, but they are very careful. They are very careful. You know why they are running? Because they have not actually made the right minimum. The ones they are meeting at the bad one. Now, Rita, let me also tell you. Let me tell you a story now. I had a sister, a far relation, who wanted to. She has money. She was quite not that wealthy, but she wasn't actually suffering. And a guy came. The guy came to her, asked for her hand in marriage, and she said the guy was not a standard. This is what most of the Benin people do. She said she was not a standard. She said it was not a standard. And she can marry him because the guy wasn't educated as she claimed. She was working in a share then. Share. The guy left. Pained. It's a Benin guy. Pained with what happened. She left. Left and went back to go and study because of the embarrassment that he got in that very particular relationship or quest. There came this very clean front runner, front burner guy who looked so well dressed, and they came out. And this lady decided to accept this guy as a husband. Frontier. I said the guy as a husband. Frontier. Before we knew what was happening, man, this lady, this cousin of mine, became a punching bag for the boy. This clean guy, the guy is clean. This clean. The way they use clean well. Became a punching bag for the boy. Today she's saying, if I had known this other guy, just like you said, I pushed him to upgrade. Yeah, this other guy went back to school, got his BSc, got his masters, and now got a job in Mobi, which was the same share. The same oil industry.